address. We're not gonna, yeah, so everybody here tonight, we have Ashley with us. She is a integrative healthcare practitioner. Absolutely amazing and awesome lady who just knows this game of X39 business so well. So this is a business meeting. It's not about benefits right now of patches and how they work. It's not about science. It's not about testimonies. We are strictly going to discuss how to become manager, what to do, and you can take advantage. Now I have Ashley here. It's hard to get her here. She's very busy and time is her commodity, like she's a mama. So you can imagine, you have her here. So you can ask her questions, back office, what to do, how to do. And I think she brought tools that she created herself and she's willing to give them to you. So I will give my word to Ashley, and I would, if I'm you, I would prepare all the questions that you possibly can while we have her here. Okay. So go ahead. It's a business meeting.
Thank you.
All these people here, Ashley, are the people that are working and sharing, and they just need to become a manager. They have like maybe 92% to manager or something like that.
Well, I will tell you what I know, but I'm also really glad I have Steve and Jana here because they are truly experts and they'll be able to answer things I cannot. So as far as the back office and the system and the binary, I have just learned as I've gone. I've kind of trusted the system, trusted the process, put people in place. I mean, the main thing is that I've listened to my upline when they've made recommendations. I've kind of tried to follow the process. There's a lot you can do to reinvent the wheel, but a lot of times it's created for you and you just kind of follow the steps and things will fall into place. So that's what I'm starting to see in my own business. I really didn't believe that I could make, that this would really be a thing for me. I enjoyed the patches and I love to help people. But as far as like making money with it, I thought, well, it'll be great if it happens, but I'm not going to count on it. But I'm really starting to see how this business works. And this is a true business. And it's actually become really fun for me. I'm starting to see goals and even trips that I didn't think I would care to go on. I was really close to the last one. And so it was just like, oh, it was a fun goal to shoot for. Moving up to the next level, it just gives me real true, clear vision and goals. And that's been a fun part of the process. A lot of people look negatively on, this networking kind of structure, but I think it's been fun. I think people have been incredibly supportive throughout it. I've made friends through it. And it just gives you a whole new community of people to just lean into. So I do encourage you to lean in. And that's the first thing that I put on this little packet that I'll send to everybody. Is that if you're in doubt, reach out because somebody will have the answer. Even if you text 2 or 3 people, if you have a question, you can get answers. So don't ever be afraid to be the squeaky wheel. I know there are people that are my constant go-tos. I text Jana for questions. I text Jason Miller for questions. Several people that sometimes I try to disperse my questions so I'm not asking the same person all the time, but no one has ever batted an eye at answering a question or seemed annoyed. So just ask because that's the name of the game. Just get the answers that you need. And people are here to support you. So that's the fun of the business is that we're all in this together. So I have a few tips that I'll just kind of go through. I don't know where all of you are in terms of social media. I don't think that it's, I don't think it's a have to, but I do think that it gives you a little bit of a platform. It gives you an audience. So if you are on social media and you have not created a post to launch your business, even if you've been doing this for several weeks or even months and you're not to manager yet, I actually did one only recently. I was telling people here and there, I was posting it in my stories. I'd post about, what the patches do, what they are. But I finally did a post that gave my testimony after using the patches for a year. And that's when things really took off for me. I had several people sign up right after reading that post because it was genuine. It was my story. It belonged to me. And that goes a long way. So whether it's on social media, whether it's in person, however, whatever means of communication you have, share your testimony, share your story, because you know it better than anybody. You know, and it's not through the grapevine that you've heard that these patches have helped certain people. It's like, this is what they've done in my life. And people really trust that. So I definitely say to make a Facebook post to launch. When you do that, if you do that, whatever platform you're on, use a picture of yourself. Don't use a picture of the patches. Don't use a picture that's, you know, a graphic. Use your picture, your face. People want to see you, and use, you know, show the patch, show what it looks like. You can hold it or just have it on your body. But make sure it's a picture of you, because it just comes across as more authentic. If you have not downloaded the mobile app, that's something that can be very useful to you. It can help organize your customers. It can help organize your potential customers. So that would be a key to go in and download. It's called, is it called Lifewave Touch? I think it's called Lifewave Touch.
Okay.
Jana doesn't know. She doesn't need the app. Look for the app. I'll tell you what it is right now, but it's very useful because it's also got some videos in there. It's got testimonials, and they make it really easy to just be able to send it to your potential customers or contacts on your phone. You can send a video. They've got several like 3-minute videos that are just an introduction to what the patches are. They're really well done, and you can put a little text note in there. It even will show you when the person opened it and if they finished the video. So that's kind of cool. A little invasive, but a good way to see if they're actually watching what you're sending.
What's the name of the that app?
Okay. It's called In Touch.
Yeah.
And it's one word, In Touch. So you may look up Lifewave In Touch on the App Store.
Okay.
The next thing is to take advantage of all these Zoom calls. Jana and Steve, they put in a lot of effort to have these Zooms. There's other ones in the company. The packet I'll send has 3 different options for Zooms, but several different times where almost any given night of the week, you can ask somebody to join a Zoom, and that just takes the pressure off of you. And, you know, somebody else is presenting, and it really just gives some, you know, just verifies things that you've already been saying, gives credibility to what you've already been telling them about, because they can hear it from somebody else. There's usually testimonials in a Zoom. They're a very small bit about the business, usually at the end of most of them, but a lot of just telling about what the patches are, what the science is, the backing of the company. And so it's extremely useful to take advantage of those Zoom calls, to plug your people into the Zooms. Just send a quick video, a quick text or a call. Hey, there's a Zoom tonight at 9 o'clock. And people see that as urgent because everybody doesn't know that there's literally a Zoom call almost every night. So they see it as an urgency to get on that call. I usually also tell people that there is no pressure in the Zooms, that they can be a fly on the wall, because I mean, 9 o'clock any weeknight, I don't want to be seen on a Zoom call. But people, you know, if they know that they're not going to be called out for anything, they don't even have to turn their screen on, just come and listen. So just preface it with that. Another thing that you can do is take advantage of 3-way calling. So if you are talking to a customer, somebody who's interested, and maybe you don't feel confident in answering questions or presenting all the information, reach out to your upline, reach out to somebody who is in the business with you, that can just verify it on a 3-way call. So you could just, this is so-and-so in the business, you know, talk highly of them and why you brought them onto this call, then speak highly of your potential customer and why you think they're a good fit for either the product or the business, and let them chat. Then you just back away, let them have the phone call. So that might be a good idea, to try to use some 3-way calling. Again, use social media if you're on it. Are y'all on social media? The 2 that are on the call today?
Most of them, I
Or
think
the
they
3? There
are.
might be more, I'm not sure.
Mhm.
Oh, there's more. You've got more on here.
Yes.
Cool.
They're just hiding, Ashley.
They're
Don't.
hiding. So use your photos and videos, and keep posting. So it can be discouraging sometimes too when people will reach out, they'll ask about it, and then you don't hear from them for a long time. But sometimes I find that if I'm faithful and consistent in posting, they're going to see it again, and it's going to trigger that memory. Oh yeah, I was going to look into that more. Oh yeah, I was going to order. So just be consistent, because I don't know what the statistic is, but people have to see things several times before they decide to commit. And they might need to see different pieces of information before they decide to commit. So be creative in your post. Don't be too salesy. Be real, be authentic. And I say too, don't only post about the patches. Be an interesting person for people to follow. You are more than just this business, and you've got more interesting things going on in your life. And so post about your family, post about what's going on, post your interests and, things that you're doing. Contribute, positive things on social media, but then throw in those posts about X39 and about how it's changed your life. And then a lot of times what I'll do is people will send me texts about how they're feeling, or I will just send them a text and ask, how have you been since you've been using the patches? Like, I got one back yesterday and she said, things have been great. She said, my hips and my, her hips and something else, her shoulder, are feeling great. And so she's really enjoying the patches. So I asked her for her permission. I took her name off and I just trimmed it down so you could see the text where she said that she's feeling great. And I posted that and I said, I love getting texts back like this. And so I like to post testimonies that are close to me, that are people that I know in my own life. So try to get as many of those back as you can. But you can also use other people. So, look on Facebook, look on whatever you're on, and take those testimonies and post them so that people can, these really do make a difference in people's lives. You might be familiar with the phrase Build 331. It's something that they teach on our team, and it's for share. So you're going to introduce the product to 3 people per day by telling them or by patching them. So if you've got extra X39, I look at it as an investment in my business. So I have patches that I use for sampling, and it's a tax write-off. It's legitimately for growing my business. And so whether I give people 3 or 7 or a month's worth, that's just your discretion, but look at it as an investment. And I will tell you, several of the people that I have sampled out to have become customers, if not later partners. So don't be afraid to sample out your product. Some people can tell a difference in a week. I've had people who I really wanted them to try it for a month. And those people did turn around and order, and a couple of them are partners now. So, be smart about it. Don't just give away everything. You have to really have a plan and a purpose, but invest in your business. And that can just be giving 3 patches for somebody to try for 3 days and see how they respond. A lot of people just want to see how it feels on their body. And maybe they don't actually feel a difference, but they realize it's not a chemical going in. It's not going to make them feel weird. They just want to see what it is. So don't be afraid to sample out your product. And then the next 3, so in Build 331, you're going to share with 3 people per day, follow up with 3 people per day. So write down who you are sampling out to, write down who you're talking to, write down the people that have come to you that have asked questions. Keep a notebook, keep a journal, and then every day try to follow up with 3 of those people. Maybe they're people who have started on the patches and you need to follow up and see how they're feeling. Maybe they're people who you've told about the patches and you want to just follow up to see if they have any questions. So try to make sure follow up is a big part of your business. And then the 1 is the invite. So invite 1 person to an upcoming Zoom. So that would be a challenge. So Build 331, if you can remember that. So another thing that's just, okay, this kind of gets into the ordering process, and this has been helpful for me. This is just how I do it. You guys may have some even advice for me on this, but whenever I sign up a customer or a partner, I actually do the signing up. So I get, if it's a partner and they're purchasing a package, I get their birthday, their mailing address. I already have their phone number usually, their email address, and their credit card. And I actually do their account for them. I don't know how y'all are operating this. It sounds like it would be time consuming. It's actually for me less time consuming than trying to sit on the phone with them while they go through the process. I can do it in 2 minutes. They've never been on the website before. They take a really long time to go through it. So that's just my advice. I usually come up with a password also, and I'll send it. I'll use their name as the username, first and last. I come up with the password. I write it down. Make sure you take good notes. Keep a journal and notebook. I always delete their credit card from my phone if they've sent it to me that way. But then I send it back to them. I'll send a text. You're going to get a follow-up confirmation email, and this is your username. This is your password. This is the website to access your account. You can change your password if you'd like to. If you want to make changes, you're welcome to contact me, or this is how you log in and do it. So that's what's worked for me. Y'all may have some different ideas on that, and I'd love to hear those. But that's just what's working for me so far. Another thing that I am just starting to kind of get used to and starting to try is with the packages. And I know they're changing, but they're not changing drastically. So with the silver package, still get, I call them 6 credits. So the way that the points work, the way that the sleeves work, get a little bit confusing sometimes. And so I like to call them credits. You get 6 credits with the silver sleeve. X39 and X49 count as 2 credits. And then the other patches count as 1. So with the silver package and the 6 credits, I've started to recommend Eon, 4 of those, and an X. And so when you do that, the Eons can be used for 4 consecutive months. They can use it the first month, they can use it along with their X39. And then after that, once they feel like they've got some inflammation off their bodies, they can start to, use it every other day or as with the X. And it gives them 1 set of X39 for the first month. And you go ahead and put their auto ship on because they're going to go through that set of patches in the first month, and then they're going to need more X39 because the X39 is foundational. However, the other patches are a great add-on, and I think Eon is a really good one to start with because a lot of people are inflamed and just need that extra help to get the inflammation off their bodies as the X39 goes to work on the healing. So this is something that I'm trying for Eon and X39. The Eons they can keep for as long as they want them, as long as they're using them, but the X39 is going to come again the next month because you're going to set the auto ship up. And that keeps you active. We're working to become managers. That means you have to have 4 silvers. You need 2 on each side, but they have to be active. And so you're gonna want them to be on the auto ship. And I don't like to call and tell people to turn their auto ship on or call and pry about their auto ship. I'd rather just set them up with the auto ship from the get-go. And so it seems like a good way to do it. Recommend the silver, the regular patches, 4 sets of those, and 1 X39. You could also, if you wanted to, you could do an X39 and an X49, and then they would get 1 more. You could do an Eon or one of the regular sleeves as their 6th credit. But you want them to have to reorder that X39. So you want that to be on auto ship. And that's going to help you get to manager when your people are on auto ship.
Ashley, tell also about how, because, the people here are like you, no platform like us, and they just have to work like you work. And you made it, obviously. Tell them how long you are in this. And now you have you just told me today, you have very nice financial benefits by now. And all you were doing is what you're telling them.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
and also you're doing at-home parties. So tell them how to organize a
Yes.
party, what to do, what to say. Did you
Okay.
give a presentation that was on a TV, or how did you do it?
Yeah, so I'm really involved in our community. I'm sure you guys are all involved in something, whether it's church or schools or work. So just be a presence, be just be an influence wherever you go. But I don't have a platform with lots of followers. I have my Facebook page, um, and that has helped tremendously. So Facebook has been a big part of where I've promoted. But just in my own circle and talking to friends, and even like my mom and now my mom's friends. So people talk to other people and they bring those people in. So just wear it. Now, this is something that really has this has occurred to me like late in the game, but wear it where people can see it. I was so like thinking that I had to wear it on my, under my belly button or on my spine. They wear them in those places, and they have to because of regulations. They can only recommend those places because they use them in clinical trials. That's where they tested the patches, but the patches work systemically, and so you can wear it on your shoulder. You can wear it, you can wear it somewhere visibly where people see it when you're out and about. People might ask about it, or you can just tell them about it. So make people curious about it. So I would wear it visibly. And this is something I thought, patch party, like that's crazy. Like, what do you do at a patch party? Because I can see kind of going to a party that has, you know, facial companies where they're going to do a facial or wash your hand, like demonstration parties where you go make an oil to take home, or like something like that where there's more to it. But I thought a patch party, like, also, what are the chances people are going to get patched and like notice something in the first patch? So I was really nervous to do it. But I actually used a presentation, one of the Zooms that I can send you the presentation that I used. I did have it on the TV. I made some simple, like healthy snacks for people. What all did we have? We had some fruit, and my friend makes sourdough bread. So I had her make 3 different types of sourdough, and I had honey and butter and lots of yummy things out. I also made a big deal of the electrolytes. So I had different types of electrolytes out for people to try. And I emphasized that you have got to make sure you have your minerals, your electrolytes, drink lots of water. Here's some that you can try, and make sure you order these or drink them as you use the patches. So we talked about that. I made sure everybody had a patch on when they came in. That was kind of a big deal. Like, have you been patched? Have you been patched? Have you gotten your patch? And people were really excited to wear them. Now, one thing that was really neat is that I made sure to have Icewave on hand. And so during the presentation, I talked a lot about, of course, X39 is foundational. We talked about stem cells and how all of that works. And then I talked about Eon and starting with those. But then I also talked about Icewave and how it helps with immediate pain relief. And so I said, after the presentation, if you are sitting here and you're thinking like, my shoulder hurts, my back hurts, like you have something right now that you can point to and you're in pain, then come see me. And so this one lady had spinal fusions, but she said it was like a failed surgery. And so she was in a lot of pain. And I kid you not, like I almost was not gonna, I've seen Icewave work on people, but I was nervous to do it. But I put it on one, I put the brown one on the pain. And then I put the, you're supposed to put the white one. It's a clock method. So I put the white one a couple inches at 12 o'clock. And I had her walk around and tell me how she felt. Well, she said that the pain was worse. It was shooting down her left leg. So I'm like, oh gosh. What's so interesting, because it's changing the flow of the energy. And so I just moved it a little bit over. I moved it to like 1 or 2 o'clock. And she said, oh my gosh, I don't have any pain anymore. Like her pain that she came in with was gone. And so she walked around, and then she told the whole group that it had taken away her pain. And we stood there and talked for a little bit longer. And she was like, I feel like I'm like walking on clouds, like, because she didn't have any pain. So that was really a fun thing to see, just as an immediate response. So if you do the patch parties, make sure you have the Icewave on hand. But everybody else got X39. I've even seen people talk about sampling with Eon. And I don't know how Jana might feel about this, but it's considered the happy patch. It works on inflammation. It works on our cortisol. And it works on our mood. It helps with just making you feel better. So um, a lot of people will sample with that one and have good results. And that one would be a less expensive patch to sample out. So if you're being budget conscious and don't want to sample out your X39s, then try the Eon and just see how people respond to that. But we do need to make sure that we tell people foundational is X39, no matter what. So you can put Eon with X39. Later on, you might have some other add-on patches that you use with X39. You don't want to use too many at first, though, because you can really send people into a detox kind of a tailspin at the beginning. I've told people to start really slowly. This is just an extra, this isn't really like business training, but I didn't know at the beginning about the detox that people would have. I had more and more people tell me that they had headaches and nausea when they first started. And so I started to tell people from the get-go, as soon as they place their order, I send them that text back with their username and password. And then I also add on, go ahead and start hydrating while you wait for your patches. When you receive your patches, wear it for 6 hours the first day. See how you feel. You might have a slight headache. You might have some nausea. These are expected. If you feel fine, maybe go for the 12 hours the next day. If you have a headache and you just don't feel yourself, do it for 6 hours again the next day. So that is something I kind of preface for them, because a lot of people they won't like the way that they feel in the first couple of days. And you don't want that to deter them from continuing. So we want to set them up for success, and that's just going to help them enjoy their experience better and help you advance faster. Is there anything that
Yeah, small concrete questions. Where did you go to recruit people for your party? How did you do that? Did you
Okay, good
give an
question.
announcement in a church? Did you post flyers? What did you do?
Yeah, so I did have posts on Facebook, but I also invited certain people just personally. And I will tell you, don't only invite people that have not used the patches, because the fun thing about this was that I invited two other presenters that they're on, like, we're not under each other, but we're on the same leg. And so all of our volume helps each other, which is what's really cool about this business. So they came and they helped me present, and they've been using the patches for about a year as well. And they have incredible testimonies. So it wasn't just me. I had validity behind what I was saying, because I had these other presenters there with other great testimonies. But not only that, I had customers that came that have been using the patches for a couple of months. So I purposely invited some of my customers, because I think just hearing the science and hearing other testimonies, it's really motivating as you're going through your own experience with the patches. So that was the best part about the party, was that for 15 or 20 minutes, we just went around the circle, and we didn't go around the circle. It was just like natural, organic conversation where people were sharing, oh, it helped me with this. It's helped me with this. So everybody was telling their story, and I just backed away and was just listening. And so that was even validating to me at how many lives these patches can change. So invite people who have used the patches, people who just started the patches who might have questions. And then of course, invite some people who are new and, don't know a lot about the product and may want to order.
Also,
So
another
I did
question.
it personally. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how do you deal with negative people? We have like maybe 95% positive and great testimonies, but we do have 5% of those who are either neutral or negative. So,
Delete them.
Yeah.
right. So how do you deal with those types of people? And it's just because people are people. It's just it's a business
Yeah.
with the people. So go ahead.
Right. Yeah, I've had one lady that keeps coming back to me. She's not even my customer. She's a customer. I mean, she's a partner. She's on a different team. She joined. She was really excited about the patches, and she feels like they're not helping her. And so when I post things on Facebook underneath, sometimes she'll say, I wish they were helping me, but they're not. And so that can be discouraging, because you're here, you're trying to promote these things, and then in the public eye, you've got somebody that's being negative about them. But I'll say under her post, messaging you now some tips and tricks to help you get the best out of your patches. And so I'll send her some things. Of course, make sure you're drinking your water. But there's some other things too that I actually I'll send this out to everybody on here if you want, because I just actually sent her an article about slow or no results and why that can happen sometimes, how to get them to be a little bit faster. But I think with those people too, we just have to encourage them and remind them that some people take months. And I heard somebody say recently, don't quit before the miracle. They are working. They're working at a level that we don't understand on our cells, and we may not know exactly what they're working on at the time. Another thing that could help with that I'm going to start sending out to my new customers is a health tracker. I don't know if y'all have seen those, but when I look back over my experience with the patches, there are things that have gotten better in my body that I kind of forgot about. So we have like a slab. Our house is on a concrete floor with hardwood, and my feet would ache at the end of every day. And they don't do that anymore. But if I wasn't consciously thinking about how my feet used to hurt, it's kind of like you go on with your life and you forget that actually they are benefiting you in this way. It might not have cured my XYZ. That was the purpose, why I started using the patches, but it's helping with other things along the way. Unfortunately, we can't prioritize with the patches. Like, we want you to work on this first and then this and then this. Your body's going to heal the way that it heals. And we just have to document and, keep track of those things. Otherwise, we sort of forget where we came from. So I would say that to anybody that's negative as well.
Yes, and you know what? I have you here. I am trying to, you're talking fast and that's great, but we have only very few people here. They're almost managers, they're workers, they're working. So if you are willing to share with them whatever you have, your tools, okay, just post it in a chat so they can copy it, have it.
Sure.
Or
Okay.
if you are comfortable, because this is, how many people do we have here, Steve? Is he listening?
There's 9 total.
Looks like
9?
nine. Yeah, 9.
Okay. Okay. If you are comfortable, so you can have your number so you can text it to them. A lot of people work by texting better because it comes directly to them. So,
Sure.
I mean, you all are here under Ashley. I mean, I am under Ashley. Ashley is my upline. So we are all one team, by the way. So that would be great. And then another thing, if you have any question, very specific for Ashley, ask now. If you want to share, like screen, what we could do, and we have few minutes left to do that. Let's say in your back office, you don't understand something. You send Ashley your password. You can change your password. You can just change it and change it back. Do you know how to do that in your back office? So that way she can look, we can like share it here. You can look at what's happening and then she can help you out as well. Some of the people, actually, this is what's happening. You know how they come in and they have a spillover.
Mm-hmm.
And then some of their leg, like let's say we have people that have 75,000 on the right leg and 0 on the left.
Mm-hmm.
And they have like no idea what it is or how this works.
Right.
So they still need on a strong leg, like let's say they have a 75,000, 50,000, 30,000. They still need to put 2 silvers there minimum. They do, even though it's a strong leg, because otherwise you're not a manager if you don't have 2 silvers on the right and the left, right? Minimum silvers. I would always recommend people start as silver if you have a financial issues, but upgrade to gold as soon as you can. Okay, so then they need to switch to that leg where they don't have a volume and now add people there, just work on that leg, which is your weak leg. So do you know how to look up what your leg looks like and stuff? Can you guys now, you ask questions. Ashley's here. Raise your hand, ask specific questions, whatever it is you want.
May I?
Yes.
I have more questions, but I want to ask Ashley 2 right now, and then perhaps at another date if I could talk with you about the legs and things. I'm
Sure.
at work right now and I have to kind of go back.
I understand. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
I
fine.
know.
If that's okay,
Yes.
did you leave your phone number or
I
how
did. Yeah.
how do you want us to get a hold of you? That would be
Well,
my
I can text you the information, or I'll actually send it to Jana too, and she could just send an email to everybody that's got
Yeah, if
the
she sends it
partner
to me,
packet.
Kim, I'm gonna forward her
Yeah,
text to you.
thank you. And so that was wanted to ask that. But there's two things. I have a new prospect today, and yeah, it sounds like he can use this, and he's really interested just from a conversation. So I like how you said, because my head is silver, everyone's silver, but not everyone wants to do that, and that's okay. But since I start off with that, I like how you said one X39 and 4 sets of Aeon, I don't know. And that
Yeah,
makes sense because then you put them on, of course, the monthly subscription.
right.
And that would be to start as a silver. So my question to you is, I still am unsure, since I'm just starting Aeon myself personally. I know where I tell everyone to put the X39 on the C7. I just kind of keep it simple, even though I throw in there, you can put it anywhere you want to, right?
Right.
But where do you suggest someone who, okay, 75 and typical, the arthritis, the aches and pains, he's been working his whole life building.
Yeah.
So where for Aeon, since I'm not that familiar, I
Yeah,
know
no, that's a good question. And honestly, I could learn from this too. And this is my understanding is that if you start, but I want to bring Ron in on this because he sounds like an expert on where to put patches. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think if you start with Eon and X39, can that help Yana and Ron? I believe that can help with the detox symptoms, like kind of mitigate some of those detox symptoms. It's not going to make them have more of a detox, right? The Eon's going to work on the inflammation, the X39 is going to work on the stem cells and the healing. So I think you can start with those at the same time. Now, another thing that he could do is use X39 in the day and then Eon, which promotes relaxation, he could wear at night.
I like that.
So I'd love to hear other perspectives on that though, because I'm kind of working through this on my own too.
Okay, there is several options how you can do it, and you're right about Eon at night. And and I have different night patches though, so I don't like to overpatch myself at night. I love Alavida at night, so that's what I wear it right here. And there is one point right here when you put Alavida right here at night that actually helps with your pineal gland. But I will tell you, with Eon, when you have on C7 X39, you can put your Eon under the belly button, on the navel. So that's how you can wear it, and you can switch them over the other day, next day. Next day you can put the Eon on C7 and X39 on the navel. And then sometimes when I wear X39, X49, then I put Eon right under my X39. I will have X39 on C7, Eon right underneath of it, and I will have X49 on the navel. So I have 3 patches. But I worked out my body already to the 3 patches. Like I don't have detox reactions anymore because my body is used to the frequencies now. Another thing, Ashley, that I want to tell them is it's very important that they take break from each patch. Like don't wear them like 2 days and then fresh patch another 2 days. And some people been doing this, trying to save money, because there is something called attenuation or something like this. It's in a manual where it says that then your body, if that doesn't have a break from certain frequencies, your body will get used to it and it won't react to it no more. So you have to have X39 during the day and not at night. Don't have X39 at night, okay? Change different patch at night. And never wear X39 and Alavida together. They cancel each other out. Another thing, at the Eon and X39 make each other stronger. They are very good patches together. They actually make each other very much stronger. So anyway, that's what I had to add.
So Jana, with that
Ron,
comment, do
I'm
you
sorry.
suggest, pardon me, the Aeon during the day? I mean, a new person, because I like that idea of the night thing, but what is the consensus? Do you think
Well,
that would be
because
better?
they're new and they're not used to frequencies, I would go with Ashley's advice to put X39 during the day, remove the X39 and put Eon at night.
Excellent.
Because that way they have only one set of frequencies from one patch to get used to, and it's not too many. But they can try, you know, some people don't have, everybody is different. So if they want to, they can try, maybe after a week of doing that, try doing Eon during the day
Interesting.
with the
Yes.
X39. So
And then I've heard too that Eon can eventually just be an every other day kind of patch, or then just as needed. So you're going to get that inflammation off in the beginning, and then it doesn't have to be worn as consistently. Eon can just be worn intermittently. But X39 remains all the time. So the 12 hours on, 12 hours off.
yes.
And may
Yeah.
I? Oh, go ahead. We just
No,
have-
y'all continue on. This is kind of a little shift in subject. Go ahead.
How about Ron? Ron, do you have any suggestions for us? I did not know you are a doctor of naturopathy. You never told me.
He just got that.
Oh,
He's
That's
been
awesome.
studying.
told me
He
you're
told me,
working on it. You're
he
being
told me he
way
was almost done. He'd almost was ready to graduate.
he never told me.
Well, you know,
wish
Ron's a space engineer to begin
I
with.
know he is a super
Wow.
smart guy with the IQ 140.
The guy
150.
designed the computer
Anyway.
boards for the Mars rover.
Okay,
So,
well,
I mean,
let's
I
go
know he
back.
sounds like he's from Georgia, Ashley, but he's really smart.
Well,
Hey,
Ashley,
we're smart here in Georgia.
I heard
No
that.
surprise at all.
I heard that twang come out when you talked.
Well,
yay.
I'm trying to learn English. I'm still speaking Hick.
Go ahead.
That's all I understand. So bring it on, Ron. Where do we wear Eon and X39, and are we correct as
So
far as
you're
you're
pretty-
concerned?
I think you're pretty much correct on them, but the Eon, they said somebody had some pain. I guess the definition is, where's the pain at? You know,
Yeah.
the X39 overall is going to start taking care of that. But if you have specific areas that's hurting, then you need to target that, you know.
Oh,
That's
he's
good.
right. I mean, you can
With the
put
Eon.
Eon right on a point of pain. That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can put it directly on it. One time Brother Steve there had told me about putting a patch on my arm, and what it is pericardium 6 is what it was. It gives to your heart, and the energy off the energy patches actually increases. And I was looking at that, and that was a pretty good place. I think David had told you that, I believe.
Yeah, it actually goes on the inside of the elbows right here. Pardon my huge muscles, but right there.
Well, if you, well, let me get up here.
Oh,
If you-
don't embarrass me, brother.
Why?
You got them big old guns, and I got them little old air blowers.
Why? I wasn't trying.
Guy's 70 years old, and he's got muscles like Arnold.
He's from Georgia.
That's right.
Well, anyway, it depends on, you know, kind of where the pain is located. They said he was doing construction work or something. You know, is it his back, lower back? Is it down his legs, you know, his shoulders? It kind of depends. If something is more specific or isolated, then you go for that, you know.
He
But
does. He was
Uh.
saying the doctors don't know what it is, and it's been going on for a while. Ever since he did a particular job, I don't know exactly. It's the doctors say it's not carpal tunnel, so it's in his hand, and it's painful, and it's driving him crazy, and that no one knows what it is. And they keep on saying, well, maybe it's arthritis. And he goes, how do you get arthritis overnight? Like, it just doesn't come as a pain like that. So he's saying, I want to try it. And this is
That's
my
awesome.
diamond guest. You know, this is my jewelry guest. And I just happen to tell him a little bit because it got on the subject, and it's like, oh, Kim, when can we meet? So
Great.
it's okay. I got to be ready. I gotta get on this Zoom.
It's in his wrist.
So yes, so it's like, do I even introduce Icewave in there? I don't want to get too complicated.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's exactly the scenario I had today with somebody I was signing up. I was like, okay, I don't want to complicate it. She's also got some hormonal things, so SP6 is an idea, but I just wanted to keep it super simple for her for the first few months. So I told her if she's still struggling with the hormonal issues after these few months of Eon with X39, then we'll go to, add on the SP6. But for now, I think people need to know that it's simple. And so even with Icewave, it's awesome, but you do have to find the right placement for it. So if they can find the same relief with using Eon and or X39, I think that's better in my opinion, because those are good for so many other things as well. So that would just be up to you, but you could start them with 3 Eon and an Icewave and an X39. But either way, I really like the idea of having 4 patches that are used kind of as needed, but that X39 that's got to come monthly. And another thing that I have just recently kind of tuned into is encouraging everybody to sign up with an enrollment kit and tell them this is the most cost efficient way to get your patches. If you do that with the 4 Eon and the 1X39, it takes your cost to $1.99 per patch for all of the patches that you're going to get for those few months. X39 is going to come monthly. But it also, and whether they care or not at the moment, it's going to give them at least the opportunity to share. And so I think we should try to sign everybody up as a silver. Like, don't even tell them at first about the customer option, which is a mistake that I think I was making at the beginning. And then a couple of people would sign up as customers and then decide they wanted to be partners. And that's a whole process of canceling that subscription, re-signing them up as a partner. So why not just come in as partners? That's when you're going to get the best deal on the patches. Silver is going to help you get to manager. And so just try to start everybody at, and you know your client too. Like, I don't want to underestimate and just say start at silver. That's where I feel comfortable telling people to join versus gold, platinum, diamond. They can upgrade if they want to. It depends on how interested they are in the business. But I just shoot for silver. So
And
Okay,
that's
we have another, go ahead. Ian.
may I, and I'm so sorry, may I just one more?
Yeah.
Exactly what you said. My good friend, she was signing up and I said, go silver, and she was going to do it. So she signs her up and I'm signing someone else up at the same time. And this, Jana, that's when I said I signed up too.
Yeah.
Well, she couldn't find silver. So she signed herself up as a customer. And I find this out and it's like, no, with a subscription. And it's like, how do I now, this is my question. This is a good friend that I've known from high school, before high school. How do I present it and say, okay, let's change this to silver?
You just call her and tell her it's just a better thing to be a brand partner, because as she's going to start loving patches, she will want to share them. So if she becomes brand partner, she's ready to go. She's ready to go. But if she shares them as a customer, she's not going to get paid.
Here's the other thing that's so exciting to me is that this company, I love it more and more. The more I learn about it, the more webinars I listen to, the more I hear David Schmidt talk. And they're not done. They're coming out with more products. He said I saw a clip where he said that the next product they come out with has been 100% effective in clinical trials. All they need is a spot in the binary. Whether they use it at first or not is up to them, but they'll have a place. And people are constantly adding people. And when they're ready to work the business, they're on the binary. So I think just encourage her that this business is taking off and all she wants is a spot.
Yes, that's exactly right. And you can call her and tell her the truth. Or you know what? Better yet, tell her, call Ashley with her. Ashley will explain it to her.
Well, and then you can help
let me just throw one thought in there. As well, what you're saying.
Okay, they are having somebody trying to ask questions for a long time here. So,
Hi, Steve.
Is it Aliza or is it Jennifer that is asking questions?
Aliza.
Aliza, yeah.
I've not got a question, but the one that's having problems with the hand. The doctors cannot figure out what's wrong with this hand. I've had surgery on it and everything else. I wear the Eon on it. I could not use my hand. I'm a farmer if I did not have Eon.
Amazing.
I wear it, and this hand is, I mean, it's workable, pain free. People can't touch it if I don't have Eon on.
Yeah.
But that
Wow.
Eon has saved me, and it's just this hand, and they cannot figure out what's wrong with it. But it is so painful. But Eon has saved it. Now the X39 has saved my back, but it just did not really fix this hand. I don't know what the deal is with it, but Eon is just something that is very necessary, and I think it is. I don't know if it's fixing the hand or just helping keep that inflammation to where I can still use it. And I'm a very active person, very active. So it's a busy hand.
Yes, Alisa, listen,
Love it.
what I want to say on this quickly before Ashley speaks is that X39 is still fixing you. This is what Ashley was saying, and this is what I
Oh yeah.
understand is that X39 starts activating peptides in your body, and then they go where they're smart.
Oh
You know,
yes.
stem cells are smart cells, and they go where is your emergency for life, meaning that they know, like, let's say
Yes.
they have to fix your cardio first, you know. So they're actually going to a part of
Yes.
your body that you might not feel that it's fixing, but the stem cells are starting to work in your body, and they might think your hand is the last thing you need right now. You might need your cardiovascular
Well,
system.
it's right.
So I know you need your hand, we all need our hands. But what I'm saying that X39 is your base patch. Don't ever stop that, because then your stem cells would
Right.
not activate. You need that. And
Right.
Eon, I don't think it's fixing it, but what it does, it reduces inflammation. It's like a natural, I call it natural prednisone. That's what I call
Right.
Eon. And so I cannot live without Eon patch myself. I
Right.
have
Right.
Eon patch on. I mean, if I miss it 3-4 days, I feel I need it. Like
Right.
I need my Eon patch. So I understand what you're
Right.
talking about.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And share patches, because you got amazing testimony.
Yeah.
So start
Oh
sharing.
yeah. I've been sharing because I've had a weekend with ministry, and I've been sharing with people. I mean, back in November, I was not. I mean, I was nearly in the bed. And
Wow.
if I'd have had a week like I had this week, I would have been in the bed for a week. And I've been active, and I have to watch out not to be too active.
That's awesome.
Well, you need to
Love
bake
that.
some apple pie and then have party in your house, patch party.
Well, I've been off of sugar, and I'm really working hard on staying off of that sugar, and I've lost 20 pounds, and I'm ready to have one of those parties. I
Good.
really want to have one of those parties. And now, is it possible if we can get some people together to do a Zoom call like this where y'all
Yes.
can?
Yes.
Because we're just not getting anywhere on the large scale of getting people really interested, because we're familiar to people. I live in
Yeah,
a town of 300 people.
I
Okay,
understand.
listen, here's something I think we should do, consider doing seriously, Jana. What we need to do is wear only one suspender, not two. No, just seriously. I sent Ashley a disclaimer about Eon, but anyway, we'll go there later.
Sorry, was I supposed to say that?
But what I was going to say is that what we need to do is we need to actually go as guests to these patch parties with some of our people that are trying to become manager.
Hopefully you're not in Alaska, so we don't have
Right. You know, as
Yeah.
long as it's somewhere we can travel to within a day or something like that, and go there with them to their parties and help them.
preferably
In
6
fact,
hours.
if they announce it and we announce we're going to their party, you might even bring people they don't even know to their party.
Yeah, and
Right.
then sign
So-
up
I
people.
will,
on
I
the-
will tell you though. Sorry, Steve.
Do what?
You can. I just want to tell them too, though, that they can do this because you have an incredible testimony. You've studied what the patch does. I will send you a slideshow. It's extremely easy to hook up. Even if you just watch it on a computer screen, you can do this. And I think people also need to see that you don't have to be a professional in order to do the business. And so maybe you present it that way. Like, I'm just showing you because I love you and this has changed my life and I want the same for you. So, what are you drinking there, Steve?
Tea.
Yeah,
Everybody
really.
thinks it's whiskey.
Whiskey. I'm just kidding.
I gotcha.
After the disclaimer, you're really concerned. I see
It
that.
kind of
Yeah.
it looked like a Jack Daniels
Well,
bottle.
yeah, right?
He was
Listen,
actually
all right,
accused of
I'm going
this.
to tell you all the disclaimer I send to Ashley, right? Because she said the Eon patch is the happy patch. So I said you need to put a disclaimer with that. Refrain from smoking.
I
Okay.
didn't get it, so I didn't say it.
I got it. You mean
Like, refrain from
In other words,
smoking.
people normally think if something makes them happy, they think of marijuana. So I said refrain from smoking.
I thought you meant that it could help you refrain from smoking, because isn't there a component to the 39 Eon that can help with addiction and getting off of smoking?
I don't know. I
Oh.
never heard about that
Hey,
one.
maybe it will. So,
Well, it
Right.
makes
Wouldn't
you
hurt to try.
happy. Think about it. It makes you happy, so you don't need other things to make you happy. So most
Right,
likely,
right.
you know.
all right, listen, Ashley, you're not old enough to know about Tupperware parties, but you other girls in here, if y'all could do Tupperware parties 40 years ago, y'all can certainly do patch parties.
Yeah, there we
If
go.
anybody will come to your house to buy plastic bowls, they'll surely come to your house to buy a doggone Band-Aid.
Yes. And I also I did a raffle for a sleeve of X39, so that was kind of a draw for people. I made sure
That's a
to
good
tell them that there
idea.
would be food there. Also with the raffle, I got them to fill out their name and their email address. So now I have their email address where I can send them follow-up information, on the patches. So just be creative with it. And I think people like to gather. And so if you've got a space you can carve out in your home just to make it welcoming and appealing, and just make it fun, and people will come and hang out and eat your
Yes.
food.
Yes. And
Actually,
so
how do you do
Ashley,
the raffle? I mean, when you say you did a raffle, did you have
You
like
know what's
tickets
really
or
funny?
something?
This is actually really funny. I had a raffle. They filled out little tickets. I can send you those too. I can send you all these things. So they just filled out the form, put it in a cup, and then we did the raffle in front of everybody before they left. And the funny thing is, so my neighbor is Manuel, and he has tons of patches. So if I ever run out of patches, then I'll ask him if I can borrow a sleeve until I get more. I owed him a sleeve and he won the raffle. So I was like, can this count as what I owe you? I gave him another one anyway, but it was just really fun that he was the one that won the raffle.
that's funny.
That is.
And okay, all of you here close to being managers, don't forget, because I have prizes and it's gonna go on for next 2 more weeks. If you become a manager within first one that texts me that is a manager, here are your prizes, okay? All right. First one that tells me there is a manager, this is a performance duo. I keep it fresh. It's new, never touched, just for you.
Air
The second
conditioning.
one that texts me gets an X39, brand new, fresh. And a third one will get an ice wave. Okay. So
And the fourth
that's,
one gets a microwave.
and it's away from human body. So that way I just don't activate it. It's fresh, brand new, waiting on my managers. So come on, become managers, you'll get prizes. How far do you live, Aliza, from me? We are in
I live in Fox, Arkansas. Fox,
you're
Arkansas.
so far away.
You're down
Okay.
there.
I'm 2
by
hours
London.
north of Little Rock.
Okay.
You know what
Okay.
you could do? You could tie in, you could do your, the X39 presentation, but your prizes don't have to be X39. You could have prizes that are like garden harvest boxes, something for them to take home, something that's like draws them in, that makes it fun, that makes it appealing for them to come. you know, vegetable, like I would come for that. So, you know, you
Chick-fil-A
can,
Oh, I
gift
could
but
do
you,
that.
Well,
I
I
could
am
There
do
you
giving
that.
away those, Ashley, because I planned on it long time and I finally invested in a lot of patches for sampling. And I was
Mhm.
saying that I would appreciate if my people under us started working and sharing, because what it does for us, it moves us up in the rank, right? So they need to know how this business works and we help each other. So what happens is that they're going to start seeing income. I am moving up in the rank, and then they're gonna start loving it and start encouraging their people, making managers, and then they're there, and we are just helping each other, so we don't struggle through these prices and economy, and we are making our own little business on the side, and they can learn how much fun it is, and we can get blessed, not only getting better in our body, but being blessed financially.
right.
So
right.
it's worth it for me to give those prizes. They're waiting there for my manager. So far, I didn't get a call, but I know that I will. So
Yep.
And we need to get some videos from that lady that talked on the weightlifting, Steve, that you did this past weekend.
I'm
I
actually
can't
gonna
find it.
load it. I'm loading it today.
Okay,
What I
because
wanted to
I
do
gotta,
is edit it really nicely to make it look very good, not just the way we talked.
I
So
got a lady. I think that group. They're a Christian group, but they're real into that body stuff.
yes,
yeah,
remember, Aliza,
Not
just
like me.
make sure you know your left and right. Okay, left leg, right leg. You know,
Right, right,
change
right,
it, watch
right.
it, and make sure of that. And then they're on monthly subscriptions. It's very important.
And I need that combo that you're using for the neuropathy. I got a guy who's really in need of that reset that you did.
okay.
Oh, okay. That's Ron. Okay, but
By
I
the
don't want to
way,
keep Ashley, like let's just we can stay and you can show them again how to do that with the Eon, this thing based on my head.
dink, dink, dink.
Yes,
Yep.
so show
Yeah.
it again. But Ashley, I
Dink,
don't want
dink.
to keep you because
Oh,
I mean I
dink,
want to
dink.
keep you, yeah, forever. But
Well,
I
thank
just
Yeah.
you. I did promise a
Cool.
movie night to my 9-year-old.
yes.
So I think I'll go do that, but it's been fun to do this. So thank you for having me on.
Hey,
Yeah,
one quick
no, we
question,
thank you,
Ashley.
and just
I
all
have a
of you
quick
here.
question for
She
Ashley.
has this tool, okay, that she created, and it's absolutely amazing. So, well, I
We
guess
would love it.
Hey,
actually,
let
if
me
they don't
ask
get it
Ashley real
tonight,
quick before she cuts out.
No, I won't leave. I'll actually put the link for it on here. I can do that right now.
okay,
Ashley, when
Yeah.
you have, if you have any time, even if it's 15 minutes, when we do this thing Tuesday with John Moore,
Uh-huh.
just let me know. It doesn't have to
Okay.
be this, it's any Tuesday. If you get a
Sure.
little bit of time, you say, hey, I could jump on, love to have you call in.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
sounds
Sounds
great.
good. Thank you. Let me
Thank
get
you.
this link.
thank you so much, Ashley.
Thanks, Ashley.
I told her,
Thanks, y'all. Good to see y'all.
Thank
bye
you.
bye.
Okay, but I'm putting the link on, so I'm not leaving quite yet, but y'all can carry
All
on.
So, I mean, myself,
Any other questions? Any other questions? Nobody has
I think that's great
questions.
that Ron got
Everybody
his
knows
doctorate degree though.
everything.
That
What?
way we can, it's great that Ron got his doctorate degree.
I am just so proud of you.
Yes.
I'll tell you what, they told mom that she wasn't going to make it and they put her in hospice. And 3 or 4 days later, I got her back out and got her back home. And they're asking what I've been doing to her. And quit feeding her the poison they're giving her is one thing.
Yep.
Step one.
And I gave her a bunch of natural things, and I've ordered herbs and stuff that I've looked for years and finally found them. And a lot of them are supposed to even, they kill viruses, flu viruses, cold. Let's see, even the COVID's supposed to, but anyway, actually COVID is the shot. I don't know why everybody started calling it that. It's coronavirus is what they get, and the COVID is the shot.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
what it is. But I've got her those herbs and she's on those now. And they asked today, it looks like she's getting almost normal. And I said, well, that's really good, isn't it? Well, yeah, but so they wanted to bring some more pills to give her. And I told her, no, we don't want them.
There you go.
Yeah. Bless
Hopefully we'll
her.
keep her around longer.
Lord bless her.
Amen.
Okay, friends, that's
All right.
it.
Yeah, we can wrap up because I got a lot of
Let's,
editing work to do tonight.
yes, we love you. We like to hang out. I hope that that was helpful. Ashley was amazing. And that's kind of not happening all the time because she's so busy. So, you'll see how she is in about 1 month to come again, okay? I don't know. I don't want to bug you, Ashley, because I can pretty much handle it, but
Ashley,
Yes.
how far have you moved up
You
in
can.
rank now?
oh,
Well,
Ashley's
I'm only a
making money.
manager. I'm only a
That's
manager
okay.
too, so I'm learning along with everybody. That's why I was like, Jana
Hey,
and Steve, they're
we're
experts.
manager
They're
as
good.
well. Don't feel bad.
We were director and we went back down to manager because
Gotcha.
our people, some of them don't have on monthly, they just forget to put on monthly. So we go like this, up to director,
Right.
down to
Right, right,
manager,
right.
up to director, down to, that's where we are.
Okay, well, let me just say too, though, that at manager level, you can make an incredible income just as a manager. So, of course, we want to keep continuing to advance in rank, but you can cycle to $1,500 as a manager.
Per
But
week.
that's not the only way you make the income per week. And so, I mean, if you can do $2,000 with all the other things as well per week, I mean, you're looking at $100,000 per year income. That's a healthy income. So, just keep adding people and, whether you advance, I mean, get to manager. That's like, you've got to get to manager because then you can start really cycling.
Yeah. Yeah.
So y'all can do
Absolutely.
it.
Because that's what people need to realize is that all these people, they're literally coming in as part of your team. And you've got a year to capitalize on that team growth that's happening under one side of your organization. And so if you get at least two silvers on that side where the growth is at, and then focus on your other side, then you will begin to capitalize on
But
that.
don't stop. Once you have two, don't stop. Keep putting
Yeah, keep
people
going.
in. Just keep saying, keep putting people in because
Steve
you never
Merritt
know who
said
will
go
take off
2020.
really well. Okay?
Go 2020.
Yes.
But
All right.
really focus on helping those people become manager too. That's what makes you grow. So,
Yes.
all right, guys, we're going to call it a night. Y'all have a great evening. Thank y'all guys for all coming. I'll post this over on Bennun X39 and I'll get
Yep, and the
busy
link
on
is in the chat for the
Okay.
training document.
All right. And I'll get
Thank
the
you.
video up and going
Go to your movie,
tonight for sure for
Ashley.
the
Bye.
Mia and Richard and all the rest. So bye guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Ron. Bye, Lisa. Thank you, honey. Did you get my text, baby?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, let me see.
Yeah, let's see what it says. I want to see if you'll read it out loud.
Oh,
I was kind of curious if he was calling you baby.
oh, I can't read that one loud. He is nuts.
Oh, I was trying to cook for Ariella too, so I had to keep the camera off because I was going
I
back.
know because I was calling on you and you were nowhere to be found.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that's what it was. I
all
was
right.
running back and forth. All right. Love you guys. Y'all have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Love you guys. Bye.